or welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's story time. Before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up. Flood the comments with pink hearts or lollipops or ice cream cones, and make sure you have your bell notifications turned on so you are notified every time I make an upload. But if you're not new here, you know Thursdays at 8 a.m. you're gonna hear your love is the one and because that's me. But just in case you don't click on it at 8 a.m. because I know everybody don't be on YouTube early in the morning, just turn on your post bell notifications so you just click on it and then come to it whenever you get time. So hey y'all, this is a brand new story time. I would say that I'm excited to tell it. It's not that I'm not excited, I just know y'all gonna be disappointed in me, and I know, because if you don't comment the things that I just told you to comment, go ahead and comment hashtag we hate Sean, because this is another we hate Sean video.
Oh Lord, again.
Yes, it is. At this point, he should have his own playlist on my channel, as many videos as I have about him. And if you don't know who Sean is, baby, I just need you to go watch some old videos, because I'm not getting into it. I'm not giving him no soft introduction. I'm not giving y'all no cliff notes, no side notes, no nothing. You just gonna have to go back and watch some older videos and then come to this one, because yeah. So Sean is my ex, and he's a terrible, terrible human being. And to get more details about that, go watch some old videos. I might link them somewhere in the description or in the eye or something like that. But anyways, so this specific Sean video is the time that I found out he used my car to go cheat.
That kind of hurted me though.
Also, before we get into the video, before we get into the story, I don't need no advice. I don't need no lectures. I don't need no life advice. I don't need no relationship advice. I don't need no self-esteem advice. I don't need none of that. Listen, this happened. I was with this man almost 10 years ago, y'all. Yeah, 10 years ago, because I'm 28 now. I was with him when I turned 18, going on 19. And I turned 19 while we was together. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. This is just for entertainment purposes only, because some of y'all be spilling out your hearts, and I appreciate that. I'm not the same girl that I was. I'm a grown woman now. This is just, I'm just sharing my experience. So I don't want to hear, Lauren, why did you, I don't know. I don't know. The answer will always be, I don't know. Why I put up with something, why I dealt with it, why I stepped, I don't know. Okay? We got all that out the way? We good? You good? I'm good. You good? Okay. Let's get into the video. So, this happened after the roommate falling out story, and I would say you gotta go watch that one, but you really don't have to. I mean, you should have already watched it. If you mess with me how I mess with you, and we here and we like this, you should already watch that video. But if you want to go watch that first and then come back to this one, you can. It's not necessary, but just know this event happened after that. And I know it happened after that because I had my car at school, and this was when I had already moved off campus, because of course me and her had that falling out. We had that fight, if you want to call it that, and I was living with Sean full time at this point, and he had a car, but it was very unreliable. Like sometimes it would cut on, sometimes it wouldn't, sometimes it would mess with him, sometimes it wouldn't. And then he didn't have insurance, he didn't have no tag on the back. Like it was just a lot going on. So I knew by me bringing my car to school, that was the only reliable sort of transportation I had to get on campus, off campus, and to and from class, right? So whenever he found out I was bringing my car to school, it's like he felt like he just hit the lottery, because his car is not reliable, and now he know, okay, my girl, she got her car, she gonna let me use her car. And I know y'all gonna get on me, and I should not have let him, but I'm like, of course I'm gonna let my man use my car. We in a relationship. Like, why would I not let him use my vehicle? Like, what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. Even though in his head, what's his is his and what's mine is his as well. Okay, yeah. So at first it started off as like, oh, I'm gonna just go take some to my homeboy up the street real quick. I'm gonna be back in like 5 minutes. And then it would be like, oh, I'm going on campus later on tonight to play ball. Can I get the car for like a couple hours and I'm gonna be back later on that night? And then it just like the more he was asking, like each and every time, he was getting more comfortable to the point where at this point now, you're not even asking to use my car. You're just saying like, where the keys at? Like as if it's your car. And this technically is not even like my car. This car is still in my mama name. It's my car because, you know, like she got her own car and I drive my car and whatever, but the insurance and everything in my mama name. So this not even my car for you to feel comfortable enough to ask where the keys at, not can I get the car. So yeah, okay, we're gonna leave it at that. This particular day we was on campus and I gotta like choose my words wisely. He was interested in this certain fraternity. I'm not gonna say the fraternity name, just because he did end up joining this fraternity after six long years of being in school, waiting for this fraternity to come back because they were suspended for a long time, and then they brought back a line, and he was been supposed to graduate, but he stayed in school like more time than he needed to because he wanted to do undergrad and he wanted to really be a part of this fraternity. And 6 years in school at a 4-year university just didn't make sense to me. Just to, okay, whatever, that's none of my business. I'm not gonna say the fraternity name. If you guess it in the comments, then that's on you, but I'm not gonna say the fraternity name. Like I could, but I'm just not going to. So he told me that this fraternity was having a interest meeting, and I knew that this was not like out of the ordinary because he had been going to like stuff, like little stuff that they would have, like events or like stuff that they would do, like community service events and stuff like that. So I know he had been to like a couple interest meetings, and I was, you know, doing what I was doing when I did the sorority thing. So I know how important it is to like go out, show your face, mingle, network, all of that. So he asked to use the car. He was gonna be gone for like a couple hours and he gonna come back. And another guy who was a part of the friend group, so y'all know how I told y'all P and the other guy had stayed at the apartment with them, so let's just call P roommate. I don't know if I ever gave him a name before because he's like not really a part of any of the stories that I could tell y'all for real, but for this story we're gonna call him Ed. So Sean, oh, I almost said this man's real name. Sean and Ed both were interested in this fraternity. They both ended up joining actually. Anyways, so I knew that anytime Sean would be going to anything that they was hosting, Ed would be going with him. So he like, yeah, let's just say the meeting was at like, should I say because y'all know, like, if you're Greek life or if you're familiar with Greek life or anything, you know they have like certain times to symbolize things. Let's just say it was at like 6 p.m. So, what was I saying? I just lost my train of thought. So yeah, so let's just say it was at like 6 p.m. So we at the apartment and he getting ready. He put on a cute little outfit, you know, just looking. It was as cute as he could be. Let me just say that. He put on a nice outfit. Grabbed the keys and he out the door like 5:30, 5:45 because campus is like literally like 5 minutes away. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm thinking, okay, if it's at 6 p.m., he gonna be gone like a couple hours, maybe 8:30 at the latest, because it's just like an interest meeting. It's not like an actual event that they're having. So I'm like, he gonna be back later, and that's just what it is. Now keep in mind, every time Sean would go to an event, because he was interested in joining, so would Ed, because Ed was also interested in joining. Now when Sean left, Ed was not at the apartment at all, but I'm just thinking, okay, maybe he was just still on campus, maybe he's already there. Like, I'm not thinking anything of it, right? Like, he's just not at the apartment, but that's not like a red flag to me. So about an hour and a half go by. So say it was at like 6, so now it's about like 7:30, 7:45. I hear Ed walking in the apartment. So I'm looking at Ed looking at me. I'm looking at Ed looking back at me. And I don't know if Sean forgot to tell him to cover for him or lie or whatever. But immediately I knew some shit was going on. Immediately. Like my heart literally like dropped to my ass. So I'm like, Ed, why you not at campus? So he like, for what? I said, y'all didn't have a meeting tonight? Because we don't have to like, like they want you to be like discreet about stuff. So don't talk to people about you being interested in joining. But everybody in our friend group like already knew that them two wanted to be a part of this organization. So it's not like I'm talking in code. I'm like, the blank by blanks, like, I thought y'all had a meeting tonight. So he was like, no, I got canceled. It got canceled. Well, I know that's a lie. I know that can't be because Sean just took my car to go to campus to go to said meeting. So what you mean it got canceled? The math is not mathing, y'all. The math is not mathing. So I immediately get to texting. I'm calling, phone going straight to voicemail. My bubbles are turning green instead of blue. I star 69 him because sometimes he would block me. I star 69 him. It's going straight to voicemail. So I know either his phone died or he turned his phone off. Most likely he turned his phone off. So I'm like, why would he turn his phone off? So normally I would like blow up the phone, but I know if your phone is dead or it's off, like, you're not getting my messages because your phone is dead or it's off. So I'm not even like blowing up his phone or nothing. I'm like, oh, as soon as this nigga walk through the door, it's me and him. It's literally me and him. So time is going by, y'all. Like, it's getting later on into the night. And keep in mind, if you keeping up with the lie of the interest meeting is actually the reason why you left, you would think you would stay in the time frame of it being believable. So like a couple hours, y'all. By the time I knew it, I done took a shower. I done got into bed. Well, let me not say got into bed because y'all know it was a deflated air mattress. So I done got on the floor technically and I done fell asleep. Next thing you know, I'm awoken by the noise of him like fumbling with stuff. Like he taking off his clothes and stuff and like putting the keys up and taking off his shoes and all this, like shuffling around the room. I done looked at my phone. Why did my cellular device tell me that it was 11:30 p.m.? Oh, okay, yeah, you want to take me there so bad. So I turn on the lamp and I'm like, where the fuck you been at? So he like, let's just talk about it in the morning. No. Where the fuck you been at in my car? Where the fuck have you been at? So he like, you really trying to do this right now? You trying to argue? Like, and this was his thing, y'all. Like, if he could not come up with a lie fast enough to defend whatever I was like saying to him, he will always like cop out and be like, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna just go someplace else because this is toxic. I'm being the toxic. I don't even care at this point. So now we yelling. Like, I'm like, where the fuck you been at? Where the fuck you been at? Like, I just keep saying, like, where the fuck you been at in my car? Where the fuck you been at in my car? Where the fuck you been at in my car? So he gets to, like, grabbing his pillow and stuff. He's like, I'm not sleeping in here with you tonight. You doing the most. I told you we could talk about it in the morning. Like, da-da-da. So now, I'm the type of person when I get mad, I start crying. But I feel like these tears was mixed with like hurt and anger, so I was gonna cry regardless. But when I get pissed off, like for real, I start crying. I don't know like why that's a thing. Tell me if that happens to you too, or if that's just me. I don't know, but I'm like crying and yelling at him at the same time. So yeah, I'm like, where you been at in my car? Like, why you keep doing this to me? Like, I know you would have like da-da-da. So he just steady like walking out. I'm walking after him, yelling after him, like yelling. At this point, nobody is sleeping in the apartment, but it's like, you know, it's almost 12 a.m. Like people like winding down trying to go to sleep or whatever. So we yelling and his roommate come out of his room and P and Ed in the living room. They trying to like separate us. I'm not trying to like hit him or nothing like that, but I'm still, you know, like in his face yelling da-da-da. They trying to like separate us, and Sean is like, he finna go sleep in his car for the night and he can't do this. This is toxic. He told me that we could talk about it in the morning. Why is it always a fly in here or a gnat every time I want to record? I don't get it. Anyways, he gonna go sleep in his car, blah 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 blah. So I'm crying. They telling me just go lay down, talk about it in the morning, like we don't need to be doing this tonight, and blah 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 blah. So he allegedly goes to sleep in his car that night. I don't know if he really did go sleep in his car that night or if he left or whatever. All I know is I went back in the room. I tried to go to sleep because I knew I had like an 8 a.m. the next morning. I was tossing and turning all night long. My heart was in my ass. I wanted to throw up, slide down the wall, crying, pulling my edges out. And here's my thing. I couldn't like call and vent to the only two people that I would vent to about something, which at the time was my mama or Sparkle, because this was like the middle of our relationship. So at this point, I had been cheated on like a few times, y'all. And here's the thing. When you are in a toxic relationship like that and you feel like you're brainwashed, not even feel, I definitely was brainwashed. When you're brainwashed by somebody who's so manipulative and so narcissistic and just so terrible, something that somebody is saying to you is not going to like register in your brain. Like, yeah, you could tell me all day long till you blue in the face, you need to leave this relationship, but I'm not listening to you. Like, I hear what you're saying, but it's going in one ear and out the other. Like, until something actually happens to where I feel like I need to leave and this is like my breaking point and I want to break up with you, you telling me all day long, oh, because this is how I was going to go. Like, I was going to call my mama or call Sparkle, be on the phone, boohoo crying to them, telling them exactly what he did. And they're going to tell me, you need to leave him. He's toxic. You deserve better. You're worth more than that. You don't need to be with him. Like, all of this stuff, you need to leave. And I'm not going to leave. So what's the point in me even calling him or me even like telling him, because I'm still gonna be with him at the end of the day. And I know that sounds so bad, but I'm just being like transparent with y'all. That's the way that it was. So it's like, either you gonna stop crying and leave this man alone because you see how he continues to treat you, or you just gonna let that man cheat in peace because you're not gonna leave. And something that this relationship really taught me was that people are only going to treat you how you allow them to treat you. So it's like, if he knows that he can get away with cheating because he's gotten away with it multiple times at this point, and I'm not going to do nothing but cry wolf and cry my eyes out and say that I'm done, but really still be with him at the end of the day, he like, I'm calling her bluff every time. She's not going to leave me because she didn't leave me the last 3, 4, 5, 100 billion times. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't call them. I didn't say nothing to nobody. I just, you know, like cried myself to sleep, and I cried myself to sleep, and I was just that. I woke up the next morning, and I remember I was like so mad at myself for just like getting into that argument with him because I had an exam that next morning, and I didn't like mentally prepare myself for this exam. I passed the exam. I passed that class with an A. Thank God. Thank God I'm somewhat intelligent. I was at least book smart in this point in time, but I was just like so mad at myself, like, because I'm still like crying and sniffling, like going into class like that next morning. So it was just whatever. So I feel like after I took that exam and I know like I felt like I did good on the exam, then I snapped back into reality and I'm like, I need to find out what happened last night. So I don't know if it's because I was like just so focused on trying to pass the exam and I was just ignoring like everything else, or if my car was just sitting in the hot Florida sun for like an hour and like this is what happened. But when I got back in my car, I was just like overwhelmed by the smell of, y'all know when we was like in middle school, we used to have the Victoria's Secret sprays like Love Spell, and I can't remember like the other ones, what the other ones was called, but it was the red spray one. Like, I'm gonna put it on the screen. It was this one. I can't remember what it's called. I'm gonna put it on the screen though. Whenever I'm editing it, I'm gonna know what it's called. But it was like very overwhelming. I know I haven't used that spray since I've been in middle school. So I'm like, it smelled like somebody like sprayed something, like sprayed it on my seat or sprayed it in my car or something. It was so strong. And I don't know how I didn't notice this on my way to campus. Or maybe I did, I just was not paying attention to it. So I'm looking around, I'm looking all in the seats, I'm looking all in the front, I'm looking in the passenger seat, looking in the glove compartment, I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking in the back seat. It's nothing in my car. Literally nothing in my car. It's clean. But it's a very overwhelming smell. So I'm like, no, bro, I'm tripping. So something just told me, feel under the seats, like in the back, but like under the driver's seat and the passenger seat. So I get out, y'all. I'm on campus, like looking through my car, like I done lost my damn social security card. I'm looking, I'm feeling under the driver's seat. It's nothing there. I go to the passenger side and I feel a couple of things. I pull out from under the passenger seat in the back a pair of shorts, a pair of like Sophie cheerleading shorts, and a gold hoop. And I know for a fact that these are the school cheerleading shorts. Like this came from an actual cheerleader. This is not like a pair of shorts that you can just get from like the bookstore or online or something like that. This was like a part of their uniform. So I'm like, he definitely had a bitch in my car last night. And y'all was in the back seat getting wild, huh? Because she left her shorts. Like, how the hell? So I'm just sitting there looking at the shorts, looking at the hoop earring. And I'm like, yeah, we definitely finna take it there. So keep in mind, I said, I left because I had an 8 a.m. class. So I'm in class for what, like an hour and a half, maybe at most. I get out like 9:15, 9:30. So it's still early in the morning. And I was the only one in the apartment who even had morning classes at all. Why? Because I'm a freshman and they didn't let us choose our schedules for some odd reason. When you're a freshman, you just got to do what they say. I don't know. So I'm doing a dash back to this man's apartment. Yes, I am. I'm doing a dash back to his apartment. And this is how I knew God wanted me to find something. And no, this was not like the breaking point for me, but I feel like this is really when God started showing me this is not the person for you. Because for some reason, I did not go to his apartment complex and park and turn my car off. I left my car running, okay? And I knew they left the door unlocked. And no, I didn't lock it after I had left, like a little bit a while ago. So I bust through the door and I see, because I forgot to tell y'all when I was walking out. So remember how he said he was gonna sleep in his car? I walked out when I was going to class. He was on the floor in the living room. So like, whatever, nigga. So I don't know if he like heard me leave or like saw me leave or whatever, but when I came back, he was not in the living room no more. He was back in his room. I bust through the door, y'all. I bust through the door and I'm like, you said we could talk about it in the morning. It's the morning time. And I chucked them, I threw them shorts so hard at him. I hit him in his face. And I don't want to hear nobody talking about, oh, well, you said that you don't support him as violent. You hit him in the face. Yeah, I did hit him in the face with some shorts. I did hit him in the face with a bit of shorts. He's lucky I didn't hit him in the face with these hands. So I don't want to hear it in the comments. So I threw the shorts in his face and he woke up like the Mr. Krabs meme, looking all confused. You already knew that this was coming. And I knew this man was not smart enough to hurry up and change his passcode like that fast, because I just had a feeling. I just had an inkling that passcode was still gonna be that passcode. Okay, so this all happened so fast, y'all. Now listen, because my car is still running outside. The front door is still open. I didn't even close the door behind me. Bust through the door, front door still open. Bust through the door of the room door still open. Chuck the shorts at him, hit him in his face. Woke up like the Mr. Krabs meme. What's going on? I said, who was the bitch that you had in my car last night? He acting like he don't know what I'm talking about. I'm saying, whose shorts are those? Because those are not mine. I don't know what you talking about. Da 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 da. Denying. He was gonna die on that hill. Denying. He was gonna deny till he died, right? I looked in the air mattress. So he laying on one side of the air mattress and the outlet is on the other side of the air mattress, and he got his phone plugged up on this side, but the extension, like not the extension cord, the phone charger is like, you know, like his phone is kind of near him. He didn't think fast enough, because usually the phone be under the pillow, it be in the pillowcase, it'll be in the toaster, it'll be in the microwave, it'll be on the roof of the apartment complex, it'll be in his car tire, it'll be in his ass. Like, the phone be hidden somewhere, but he wasn't thinking like that. Like how he usually be thinking on these unique hiding spots. The phone was right there, y'all. I jumped on the bed, I grabbed the phone, and I must have hit a 4 flat out of that apartment, y'all. And like I said, my car's still running. I feel like if my car was not running and I had to crank up, he would have caught me. He running after me, but he not fast enough. I reversed out of that parking spot and skirted off in that apartment complex so fast, y'all. Y'all would have thought we was in a cartoon. Y'all know how cars be going so fast in cartoons? It'd be like that cloud of smoke, like that fake cloud of smoke, like the emoji, that fake cloud of smoke. That was me. And I just knew, I was going to find something in this phone. I knew I was going to find everything, literally. So I'm doing a dash back to campus because I know I cannot go through this phone while I'm driving because I might damn near run somebody off the road. I need to be parked and I need to turn my air on full, like the AC. I needed to be blasting on full because I'm going to get real hot and I'm going to get real anxious and I'm probably finna start boohoo crying with the stuff that I'm going to find in this phone. But I want to find the stuff in the phone. So I go someplace on campus where like not a lot of people are at. It's like way in the back of campus. Like people don't even be back there. I parked in this empty parking lot and I'm going through the phone. Like I said, was not smart enough to change the passcode, but even if he did change the passcode, I was gonna figure it out because all this nigga did was use the same combination of the 4 numbers. He just switched up the rotation of them, so I was still gonna figure it out, but he did not change the passcode. So I get into the phone and lo and behold, the first thread that I see, literally the first thread, well no, it's because, let me continue. It was the second thread. All I saw was he replied to her last night and he said, come outside, I'm here. So I'm going through their messages and y'all, they talking like real freaky nasty and like the stuff that he was like saying to her, he ain't never said to me. Like the stuff that he was saying he wanted to like do to her and how she was responding back, and they was like sending nudes and stuff, and it's just like, I know at this time in my life I was not like that sexually experienced, but who is this? Like it was like he was living like a double life, y'all. Like, are you a star or something? I can't even say that. Are you a corn star or something? Because who is this man? Like, who is this? And I know for sure they did something in my car because it's not like she said, oh, come in, like the door is unlocked or something. Like he said, come outside, and that was just the end of it. So y'all was definitely, even if y'all didn't do anything in my car, which I know that y'all did, even if y'all didn't do anything in my car, it's just the fact that you even had a bitch in my car, period. Right? So I'm looking through the messages and they talking nasty, and she said like earlier on in the week, like it was like something like, when you gonna bring that snake back over, or when you gonna let me see that snake again, or something about a snake. That's all I remember, something about a snake. And my thing is, he must have had like an attachment piece or something, because it never gave snake. It didn't even give garden snake. It gave more so like caterpillar, roly-poly, something like that. Like snake, he had to have been like attaching something like in the dark or something, because there's no way that this the same peen that he giving me that he giving to you. It's not the same thing, because it never gave snake. It didn't even give like baby snake. I'm confused. I'm very confused. And the way that these girls would be so like crazy behind his sick peen, it was insane to me, because like, this is before I even knew it was sick, y'all. But just like, whatever, I'm not gonna get into it. Just know I would say I wouldn't be fighting nobody behind it. It wasn't like me fighting behind the peen, y'all. It was like, I'm fighting because this is my man, not because the peen is good. I don't know how to explain it. I know somebody gonna be like, you sound stupid, and I probably do. I accept that wholeheartedly. But anyways, moving on with the story. So I'm going through the messages, and then I go to the first thread, and it's unopened, and this girl said, my bad daddy, I was asleep whenever you called me, or something like that. I know she called him daddy, and I know she said something along the lines of like, oh, that's why they couldn't like link or something, because she was asleep. So this must have been the original girl that he was trying to link up with, but he just had a backup just in case she didn't come through. So this was like premeditated, which I feel like all of his cheating was premeditated, but it was just something about you using something that belonged to me to help you cheat. Like this, and this was not even the breaking point for me, y'all. It wasn't even a breaking point. So I got the phone for about like, I don't know, 15, 20, 25 minutes, and here come P calling me, here come Ed calling me, here come all the other guys calling me, because he must have told them like, she left with my phone, da 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 da, like, see where she at, blah 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 blah. I'm ignoring all of their calls. I don't want to hear. They texting me, where you at, why you took his phone, blah 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 blah. So I do feel like, though, like, even though this was not my breaking point, I do feel like this was the beginning of the end, because I was crying, but it was like a calm cry. Like, before, I would be like hyperventilating, crying, and just like, why do you keep doing this to me, and why this, why that? And this just ties back into what I was just saying a couple minutes ago. Like, somebody is only going to treat you how you allow them to treat you. Like, you have to teach people how to treat you. So instead of me being like, I don't understand why he treats me this way, like, I try to be the best girlfriend that I can be, like, you keep dogging me out and I keep staying, and that's because you continue to give him access to you, and you continue to be stupid. He doesn't respect you. He knows that you don't respect yourself, so why would he be a good boyfriend to you when you can't even stand up for yourself? And like, that was like gut-wrenching to me. So after I just continued going through the phone. Oh, also, in this specific instance, when I had his phone, I also was going through his Instagram, and I didn't find anything like in the DMs or anything, but I did see that he was commenting on this one girl's post, and it was a girl who went to his old school, because like, he transferred because he used to play football, and he just didn't end up working at the school that we went to together, blah blah blah, but he played football at the old school, blah blah blah. So I guess this was somebody that he maybe was like dating, or maybe they was in a relationship. I really can't remember. But he was commenting, not DMing, y'all, commenting on her very public page. Very public page. It says something along the lines of, I can't remember verbatim, but it says something along the lines of, you the real love of my life. I can't wait for us to get married. Our kids gonna be so beautiful, or something like that. And I'm just like, how are you keeping up with all of these different relationships? Like, you got a girlfriend, but you just linked with a bitch last night, but you telling another girl that she love your life and y'all gonna get married, and then there's other girls in your messages that you like. It was just a lot. So I eventually end up going back to the apartment. I give him his phone, and now he trying to cop a plea and say, oh, he's so sorry. His thing used to be, he doesn't know how to handle temptation. He missed his grandma that died when he was in the 2nd grade. His daddy was a crackhead, so maybe he has like a genetic disorder. He gonna go talk to that lady. It was just like, that's really his cousin that was helping him bring in the groceries. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, y'all, it was just so much. And I was just so vulnerable, and I feel like this is when I really discovered that I did have like really bad daddy issues, and abandonment issues, and attachment issues, so where like he could literally cheat in my face. Like, I could witness him in the act of cheating, and he would tell me, I'm sorry, it won't happen again, and I would be like, okay. That sounds so bad, and if I could just go back in time and give my younger self a hug, I would. I would like slap me upside my head too, but I would hug me immediately after, because girl, there's no way. There's literally no way. So he's apologizing and he's trying to talk, and I'm just sitting there listening to him. I'm crying, and somehow, some way we make up, and then we probably be good for like a couple weeks, and then I find something else in his phone, or somebody else tell me something, or I see something else on campus, or another girl would try to come to me woman to woman. It was just, it was a lot. That Carrr, I felt like had like a lot of like evilness in it, because me and my old master, we've been through a lot, so I knew I needed to get rid of that Carrr. Like, it was just, it was a lot, y'all. And like, I finally feel like I'm at a place now where I can tell y'all experiences with Sean and it not trigger me as much. I'm not gonna say it doesn't trigger me at all, but I can like get through like a whole story time and not think like, wow, why was somebody treating me like this? Why would he do this? Why would he do that? Like, I didn't deserve this, blah blah. Like, I can get through a whole story time and not be like sad or anything. Yeah, so that was the time that I found out he used my Carrr to cheat on me. And I know y'all don't like Sean on this channel, but I know some people do still like want to hear stories. I could literally go on for days and days and days and weeks and years about the many different instances we have been in. And it's just not even about like cheating either. Like, just this relationship just taught me like so much about myself, about other people, about men. Like, woo. So yeah, I hope you made it to the end of the video. You know, I love you and I appreciate you so much. Give this video a thumbs up if you don't do nothing else, like, because I know everybody is not a commenter, but the subscribers to the views to the likes ratio don't add up to me. And I know everybody who is subscribed to me is not going to watch my videos. I know that, and that goes for like anybody. But the views to the likes, come on y'all, the least you could do is just hit the thumbs up. Like, if you don't do nothing else, at least give this video a thumbs up. It's just one little click. That's all you gotta do. Even if you don't comment, turn on your post notifications, nothing. Just give this video a thumbs up, because that helps me. Help your girl out, please. And yeah, I'm about to go record this confessions video. We're gonna have to have another talk. But I feel like a lot of y'all knew that that was coming. So yeah, if you're interested in that, that's gonna be out tomorrow morning. And that's another good reason why you should have your post bell notifications turned on, because just because this is scheduled at the same time every single Thursday, the confessions one, it'd be like, sometimes it'd be 8, sometimes it'd be 8:30, sometimes it'd be 9, sometimes it'd be 11. Like, it just depends. So if you got your bell notifications turned on, you don't got to be looking for me, because I'm gonna just tell you when I'm here. You feel me? Feel where I'm going? So yeah y'all, that is the end of that. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna see y'all next week for 2 brand new videos. Bye.